Today in this video, I want to introduce one of the most powerful AI-powered no-code drag-and-drop builder that allows you to build full-fledged web apps without writing a single line of code. I'm talking about dashboard, landing pages, login system, workflows, backend logics, like pretty much everything you would normally code manually, now built with the help of AI, and that too visually. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, that's exactly what WeWeb does. Introducing WeWeb, an AI-powered no-code platform that allows you to build complex web apps faster than ever. With WeWeb, you can describe your app idea in plain English and let AI instantly generate the interface and logic for you. You can connect real backends like Supabase, Airtable, Xano, or even your own REST and GraphQL APIs in just a couple of clicks. You can visually build workflows, logics, authentication systems, and permissions all without touching a single line of code. And this visual builder is something that makes WeWeb stand out from other AI coding platforms out there. It's like having an AI developer, designer, and front-end engineer all in one tool. You can think of it like a perfect blend between Bubble.io, Webflow, and Lovable. And you also have the power to go fully custom whenever you want to. So whether you are a founder, indie hacker, or someone who is exploring the no-code space, this tool is definitely going to blow your mind. So let's quickly get started. So this right here is WeWeb, and this is the platform that we will be using in today's video to create the app. And the first thing that you have to do is to click the first link in the description below and head over to weweb.io, and you land on a page like this. And again, towards the top, you will find a sign up option and go ahead and register for an account. And once you log in, this is going to be the kind of dashboard that you'll be taken to. And this is where all the magic happens. So if you come to the homepage, as you can see, it says generate web apps in minutes with AI, customize them effortlessly in a no-code drag and drop editor. And now, even before I begin this video, let me tell you something. So WeWeb is not your usual vibe coding tool like, let's say, Lovable, Bolt, or V0. It's much more than that. You could even say it is a combination of a no-code platform, let's say no-code app builder like Bubble, and Lovable, Bolt, or V0. You basically get best of both worlds in this platform, and that is one cool thing about WeWeb, and you'll understand more about it as we progress. And now to create a new app, you can either give your prompt in here or head over to your dashboard and click on this create project option right here, and then click on this option that says create a new blank project, and for this, and give it a name, and you'll click on create project. So either ways both work. So in this case, I'll just create a project right away, and then we'll go to the editor, give a prompt, and get going from there. And now it opens up a page and it just asks us, what would you like to build? And in here it says type here what you want to build. And now all you have to do is to just explain what exactly you want to build in plain English and hit enter, and you can get started with the same. So in this case, let's just say I want to create a leads management and AI powered email creation platform, which will have like open AI integration as well. So basically we will have a database and we want to store all the leads information. For example, let's say I'm a marketer and I want to store all these leads information. And based on this information, let's say I also want AI's help to create email. So those are the functionalities that I want to include in the platform that I'm about to build. And in that case, all I have to do is to just explain that in here. So I'll go ahead and give a prompt. So this right here is the prompt I'll begin with. And it says create a leads management and email creation platform where the users are given the option to create and stores, including their information such as full name, email, mobile number, company name, position, status, notes, etc. And we should also include an AI-powered email generation functionality in our app, such that the user is given the option to select the lead and give an instruction as to what kind of email that they want. And with the press of a button, our platform will generate an email that they can then copy, and we will use OpenAI integration for generating the email. So this right here is like a pretty elaborative prompt I'll begin with. And if you want the AI to rewrite the prompt for you, you can simply click on this button right here and it will enhance the prompt. And as you can see, here we have the prompt enhanced. And now what I'll do is I'll click on the send button. Okay, so there you go. Towards the right sidebar, we have a section called as WeWeb AI. And here we can also find the prompt that we give. And this is where all the magic happens. And we will go through all these elements within this dashboard. But right now, as you can see, the AI is processing the initial request that we gave. So let's just wait. So there you go. As you can see, the AI has started working on the same. And as the AI is building our app, I can find a real-time preview of the AI building the app. And as you can see, the AI is currently building the interface. And towards the right side, I can find the thought process that the AI went through. Okay, it's a pretty detailed one. and here it have created 11 variables, 24 library elements was created, and right now it is creating all these elements. So what I'll do is I'll wait for a couple of seconds for the AI to complete the initial version, and then we can take it up from there. All right, so there you go. The initial version of our app is ready, and I can already find a live preview of the same in here. So it says Lead Gen Pro, and here we have two tabs, that is leads management, and we also have the email generator that we asked for. And here we can find all these details like total leads, hot leads, warm leads, cold leads, and then here we have the actual table listing all these leads. And let me quickly go ahead and see what exactly the AI did. So first of all, it has actually created 11 variables, and if I go to the data section towards the left side panel, and as you can see here we have a section that says variables, and I can find all the variables that we currently have in our app. So we have around 11 of them. That is active tab, email instructions, generated email, okay, couple of booleans, then leads, search query. So these are all the variables that the AI has created. And after that, it has created this particular page, and it has even created the workflow as well. So if I click on this logic button towards the top, as you can see, here we can find all the workflows that the AI has created. And what exactly are workflows, you ask? Well, you can think of workflows as a set of actions that happens every time you trigger something or click on one of these elements. So basically whatever stuff that you want to make happen in the background, it is basically a workflow. So here we have a couple of workflows. So the first one is for adding a new lead, then one for copying the email to the clipboard, then for deleting the lead, generating the email, and also for updating the lead. So here we have 5 workflows in total. And again, as soon as you start using WeWeb, you will quickly realize something. That is, you have the ability to use it like a proper no-code platform like Bubble, or if you want to, you can even use it like a AI coding platform like, let's say, Lovable or Bolt. So if you want to make any changes to the app, you can give follow-up prompts in here. And if you want to, let's say, manually make any changes to this app right here, well, you can just go ahead and select any of these elements. And as you can see here, the element is now selected, and I can give a prompt to make any changes. For example, let's just say I want to change the background color of this container. Well, I can select the same, and as you can see, the same is added in here. So basically you can use this AI interface right here to make any sort of changes. But if I move to this tab right here, that is edit tab, now things get interesting. Now it's properly like, let's say, a Bubble kind of an interface, like editing interface. So I can select this particular element, and as you can see, it loads all the properties and like every single things that I can edit, both visually and functionality wise. So for example, let's say I want to change the background color of this particular container. Well, I can scroll down, and here we have the section called as background, and currently it is set as none, and the background color is white. But if I want to, I can change the color just like that. So as you can see, we have the option to change the background like a different color. If I want to, I can add a gradient, image. So I have options for all that. I can adjust the borders and shadows. I can add effects. I can adjust the C index. I can add animations and do a whole bunch of stuff. And again, if I click on this option right here, I can add links, configure HTML attributes, and again, you can also create a new workflow and link that in here. So basically, if you want to make any changes to these individual elements within the page, all you have to do is to select the same, and after that, you can scroll down and edit all these elements in here. So I just wanted to show you that. So yeah, basically you have this AI tab and edit tab, and you can use both of them to edit the web page however you want to. And before we explore the platform further, first of all, let's just go ahead and try to preview the app. So towards the top, I can find a preview button, and if I click on the same, it will open up a proper preview of the app. Okay, I actually kind of like this animation every time I hover over these cards. So as you can see towards the top, we have 2 tabs, that is leads management and also email generator. And I'm able to select all the leads that I added in the first, that is this tab right here. I can find all that leads. So I can select the same. And again, all the leads details will be shown in here, and I can give an instruction as to what kind of email I want, and I can click on this generate email button, and the AI will generate the email. And next up, if I want to, let's say, add a new lead, well, I can click on this create new lead button, and here we have the option to enter the details. For example, let's say Astro Joseph, company is, let's say, FlexiLocus, email address is astro@flexilocus.com, position I'll enter as CEO, mobile number, some random numbers for the time being, and the status I'll set it as, let's say, hot lead, and click on create lead. And there you go, the new lead is created in here. So here we have all these details, and if I want to edit the same, I can click on the edit button and edit any of these details. And if I head over to the email generator tab right here, I can now find the newly created lead and I can add the same. So the ability to add leads is working. I can edit the lead and even delete it, I believe. And next up, we want to make this AI powered email generator functional. And again, initially we asked the AI to use OpenAI to generate the email. And in the workflow session, as you can see, here we have a workflow called as generate AI email. And if I click on the same, it will open up this interface right here. And as you can see here, we have a custom JavaScript. And again, you also can find what exactly this workflow do. So as you can see, it says generates an AI powered email using OpenAI API, takes the selected leads information and user instructions, and then calls the OpenAI API to generate personalized email content, handles loading states and errors, and the parameters are lead data object and instruction string. And again, this is basically what this workflow is used for. And again, if I click on this custom JavaScript and if I click on this edit code option, as you can see here, I can find the code. Okay. So basically this is the code responsible for this particular workflow. But again, as you can see here, we have like a block of JavaScript code and not everyone will be comfortable enough to understand what's going on, right? Well, in that case, we have something super cool with WeWeb. So right now this is like one block, like one node in here, and we have a block of JavaScript code in here. And again, if you are a non-techie and if you don't really understand how this code works, there's an interesting thing right within WeWeb, and that is to convert this into a no-code, node-based workflow. So for example, if I click on this button that says convert to no-code with WeWeb AI, as you can see, WeWeb is now turning this into a no-code workflow. And earlier we only had like one node which had some kind of, huge JavaScript block of code. And right now, as you can see, WeWeb has converted this into a node-based workflow. And now I can understand pretty much everything very easily. First of all, it will set the loading state to true, of course. And after that, it will clear the previous email content, if any. And after that, it will build the OpenAI prompt using the combination of the custom instructions that we entered and also all the lead information that we have stored. And after that, it will make an API call to OpenAI and get the, or let's say give a request to generate the email. And after that, it will extract the generated email from the response and then store the generated email and set the loading state to false. And also it will log success. So as you can see, it is like a pretty linear one, but even if it's like a complex one, if as soon as you click on this convert to no code, workflow option, WeWeb itself will convert that particular workflow into a no code workflow like this. And as you can see, it is pretty simple to work with this, right? I mean, even if a non-techie person takes a look at this particular workflow, they'll be easily able to understand what exactly this means. And again, every time you select any of these node, you'll be able to find more information in here. As you can see, enable loading indicator for email generation. So basically, it will take the variable that is generating email and set it as true. And if I go to the data section right here, as you can see in the variable section, here we have a variable called as is generating email, which is actually a boolean, by the way. And in this case, to make it properly functional, obviously we will need to get our OpenAI API key. And if I click on this one right here that says call OpenAI API, and if I scroll down, there you go. Here we need to enter our OpenAI API key, and only if we configure our OpenAI API key, things will work, right? And again, it is making a request to this particular URL. The method is post, and you will be able to find all this information in here. And here I have opened up the OpenAI platforms dashboard, and I'll quickly go ahead and let's say create a new API key. I'll select the default project, create the secret key, and I'll copy the same. I can head back, and now all I have to do is to just replace this placeholder that is your OpenAI API key with my actual API key, just like that. And I can close this one. And now, okay, right now we are in the preview mode, and hopefully things will work. For example, let's say I'll select the lead that is myself, and I can go ahead and describe what kind of email I want to generate. So in this case, let's just say I want to send an email regarding scheduling a product demo. I want to create an email to schedule a product demo for my influencer marketing platform. And now as soon as I click on this generate AI email button right here, okay, there you go. It says generating, and moment of truth, hopefully it will work, and it does. There you go. Here I can find the generated email. So subject is schedule a product demo for your influencer marketing platform. And there you go. I can find all this information. I have the option to copy the content, that is the email, to a clipboard, and also the option to regenerate the same as well. And if I click on regenerate button, there you go. It is regenerating the email, and pretty much everything works, right? So let me see. There you go. Here we have the updated content. So leads management and email generator functionality, both of them are working. So we basically incorporated OpenAI API to sort of add email generation functionality into our app. So in a similar fashion, if you want to, let's say, incorporate any other third-party APIs, well, you have option for that. And next up, one problem that we currently have is that none of the data that we have in here is persistent. So as you can see here, I have this Astro Joseph and all that, lead added. And if I go ahead and let's say refresh this WeWeb editor right away, you will see that the lead that we added just now, that is my lead with the name Astro, is gone. So as you can see, the lead that we just added right now is gone. So to make it persistent, obviously, we will need to add a database into our platform. So towards the top, if I click on this plugins option right here I'll be able to find a couple of options like REST API, data sources, authentication, extensions, etc. And if I click on data sources, I'll be able to find a couple of them like REST API, Superbase, Airtable, SQL. We have a lot of them. So in this case, I'm planning to add a database using Superbase. And again, WeWeb has one-click integration with Superbase to make your life a whole lot easier. So I'll click on this option that says Superbase, and all I have to do is to click on this add option right here. And now to add Superbase to this particular project, the first thing that I have to do is to obviously connect the same. So I'll click on this button that says connect Superbase, and now it will open up Superbase and I'll have to authorize the same. So I can click on this authorize WeWeb button right here. Okay, that's done. So it says connecting Superbase account, and there you go. Your Superbase account has been linked. And in my case, I have already created a project. So I can open Superbase, and if I go to this particular project, as you can see here, I have already created a new project called as leads. But in your case, if you haven't already done that, you can click on this new project button and create a new one. And after that, I'll select the same. And as you can see right now, we don't really have anything in this particular project. So there you go. We don't have any tables or anything. And now I can head back. And after that, you can just go ahead and select the particular project that you want to link. So in this case, leads. So I'll select the same. And again, if you want to, you can also click on this create a project button to create a new project as well. I'll click on continue. And if you want to, you can enable real-time collections in here. So if you want any real-time functionality, you can do that in here, and you can click on continue, and that's it. So we have added the Superbase plugin right here. Okay. And next up, let's just say every time when I add a new lead, I want to store the same in a table within my database, that is Superbase database. And right now, if I go to the table editor, as you can see, we don't really have any database table here. So first of all, you will need to create one. For that, I'll quickly go ahead and run a SQL. So this right here is the SQL that I'll run. So there you go. It says success, no rows returned. And if I head back to table editor, as you can see, here we have our leads table. And right now we don't really have any data yet. And now I can head back to WeWeb. And if I go to logic and I need to select the workflow responsible for adding a new lead, which is this one right here that says add new lead. And it will now open up this interface. And first of all, we generate a unique ID, get the current date, create a new lead object. Okay, add lead to an array. And after that, we reset edit mode and do all that kind of stuff, right? And now if I click on this node right here that says add lead to array, and if I click on edit formula, okay, let me find it real quick. So here we have something called as leads and lead 0. And there you go. Here we have all these leads, and these are all the details that I need to store to our Superbase database. And again, you have two options in here. If you want to, you can actually invoke the AI. So I can exit out of preview. And after that, you can go ahead and give a prompt to the AI to create a new node to add all these data into our Superbase table and hit enter, and the AI will do it for you. If you don't want to do that, you can also create it manually. So using AI is pretty simple and straightforward, so you can explore it yourself. But in this case, I'll show you how we can manually do that. So in this case, after we create, or let's say after we add the lead to the array, I'll click on this plus button right here to add a new node. And this time I'll scroll down and I'll be able to find all these nodes related to Superbase. As we have added the Superbase plugin, I'm able to find all of this. So in this case, I'll select the option that says database insert. And after that, okay, insert lead. So basically you have to give it a name like this. And after that, you need to select a table. So if you click on this refresh button, and there you go, here you'll be able to select the table. So in this case, I'll select as leads. And after that, I'll select single. And there you go. Here we can find all the columns that we have within this particular table. That is ID, full name, email, etc. And again, I can find all of that in here as well. So ID, it will be automatically generated. And next up, I need to map all of these. So in this case, full name. So I can click on this plug icon right here, and then I can select the lead that I want to store, like the actual variable. So in this case, email, I can find that in here. And now I'll click on this edit button towards the top, and after that I'll manually add the same. So in this case, this is for full name, so I can add that in here. There you go, that is added. And now I can close the same, and I need to repeat the exact same thing. So in this case, email, I can select the email like this and add the same. Okay, so we basically manually mapped out all the information that we want to store within each of these columns within our database. And now I can close all of this, and I'll put it in preview mode again. And this time around, let's try to create a new record and see if it appears in the database. So I can go ahead and put some details real quick. astro@astro.com, some random mobile number, company name, CEO, okay, called lead. And now I'll click on create lead, and there you go, the same is added in here. And now if I head back to our database and if I refresh, there you go. So as you can see, the lead was indeed added to the database table, but we have a small bug that is because of a mistake that I made. So as you can see, it has actually stored the first lead that we already had within our project. So right away, it has added the same to the database and not the one that we created just now. So this right here is an existing one, and we didn't have it in our database, but it was the one that it was added. And as you can see in the lead added successfully section, these was the details that we entered. But as you can see, this does not match what we have in here. And next up, what I did is I just went ahead and opened up the AI mode, and I gave a prompt that says, so in this particular workflow, we actually want to store the newly created lead to our database. So basically to Superbase, and we have already added that node. Right now, the issue is that every time I try to add a new data like a lead, the entered data is not being stored. Instead, some other data that we already have within our project is getting stored. So could you please fix it? I just went ahead and gave a simple prompt asking the AI to fix it. And there you go. The AI has made changes to this particular workflow. So the issue was that I added this insert lead node right after this add lead to array option. Basically, it has to be after creating a new lead object. Of course, it makes sense. That was my mistake. But in this case, I just gave a prompt to the AI, and the AI itself fixed everything for me. And again, if you want any help with any workflows that you already have, all you have to do is to just select the workflow by going over to the logic section. For example, let's say this one right here. And as soon as I click on the same, as you can see, the workflow is added in the context of the AI, and you can go ahead and give any prompt and pretty much everything will work. And next up, to make sure that everything works, I'll try to add a new lead. So I'll enter the name, a random dummy email, mobile number, company name, CEO. And right now, as you can see, we only have like one entry in our database. And as soon as we add this new lead, the same should get added to our database. So click on create lead. Okay, there you go. The same is added in here. And moment of truth, if I refresh, there you go. The same is added in here as well. So pretty much all the functionalities that we want is working in here. And next up, we need to fix one more important thing. So right now, as you can see in our database table, we only have these two leads. But as you can see in here, we also have some dummy data. So I'll exit out of the preview mode and open the WeWeb AI editor. And I'll go ahead and say, okay, maybe I can just select this table right here so that the AI has more details to work with. And I'll say, I want you to modify the table in here such that we only show the data that we have in our Superbase database table called as leads. So right now we are displaying some dummy data. So I want you to retrieve the actual leads from the database and display it on this particular page. Okay, a basic prompt, and now I'll hit enter. So basically, I only want to display the leads that we currently have in our database in here. So let's wait for it. So there you go. That part is also complete. And now as I can see here, we only have like 2 of these leads, and that is exactly what we have in our database. So pretty much everything is now pulled directly from our database, and both the data that you see on this particular page and this page, that is the database table, will be consistent and also persistent. So whatever lead that you add, for example, let's say, let me quickly add some dummy details. Okay. And if I click on this create lead, there you go. The same is added in here. And if I head back and refresh this particular page, we have that in here as well, the newly added entry. So pretty much everything works. And next up, if you want to, let's say, create a new page, for example, let's say create a new page within your application, you can head over to this option right here and click on this add page option, give it a name and configure all of that. And again, you can start using the WeWeb AI to add content to this particular page. And again, next up, if you want to make any sort of changes to the app that you just built, you can go ahead and give follow prompt. And next up, after you're done building the entire app, next up, let's just say you want to deploy it and make it live. Well, all you have to do is to click on this deploy button towards the top right, and it will open up a interface like this. And I'll click on this option that is publish to WeWeb subdomain. But again, okay, let's say lead gen pro. And after that, I'll publish. And again, if you have a custom domain, you also have the option to connect your custom domain to this particular project such that this particular website will be active under your custom domain. So not only can you create the project or let's say web app using WeWeb, but also deploy the same all within this interface right here. So let's just see. And there you go. Here I have opened our project and pretty much everything works. And yeah, that's how simple it is. And next up, if you want to, let's say, add any new features, well, you can just go ahead and tell the same to the AI right here, and it will add all that features. And again, if you want to add authentication or let's say a backend or any other features, you can explore all these options in here. For example, if you want to add authentication, you can add the authentication plugin, or if you want to add file storage, you can do that. And again, you also have the option to manage all the tables, functions, APIs, and secrets from this interface right here. And now that's pretty much all I wanted to show you in today's video. And again, if you too want to create full stack apps with all the complex functionalities, all you have to do is to click the first link in the description below and head over to weweb.io, sign up for a new account, and you can start by giving a simple prompt and then incrementally add new features and take it up from there. So in this case, I just built a lead management platform with OpenAI integration. And now in your case, whatever be the use case, you can just explain that to the AI, hit enter, and use this interactive editor and the WeWeb AI combination to build pretty much everything. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If yes, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.